creating a memory bank. Basically, what that is a journal. And all a journal is taking everything that exists within this present moment that is fleeting and passes on and putting it into something permanent so that you can look back and remember things and identify past present past moments of like these snapshots of reality. And by doing that, you can start to identify patterns over a long period of time. You can start to identify certain things just about yourself, how you work, the thoughts you have, the actions you take on a daily basis. You can start to really see everything about yourself more removed from a higher resolution, or not necessarily a higher resolution but higher vantage point. Because if you think about living life, right now we're on this river and this path, right? And if you think of time as that river, being in the present moment means you're in the river. You're like within the stream, you're experiencing all these ebbs and flows and all this turbulence, and like the present moment is so real and it's wild and chaotic and everything. But if you zoom out and you can see this river from this different vantage point, you can see the whole river and like how it's actually moving, and it seems so much calmer because you're not stuck within the present moment all the time. You've captured all these present moments in your journal, and this journal is like you looking at this whole river. And doing that lets you see why you ended up where you are right now, because you can kind of see the river. You can see how the water is moving when you're just right up in the river, living every day, day to day, and all these moments are just passing by and the rivers keep flowing and you're flowing through this path life is taking you on. You just forget everything and you're just in chaos. But if you journal and you start to track things, if you start to track your actions, if you start to track what you do every day, if you start to track your thoughts, most importantly, over time you'll be able to learn a lot about yourself. And you don't need to only do like this analysis and journaling on your own. You can use AI and ChatGPT or Claude, I started using recently, to help you kind of take all that mess, that journaling mess, all your thoughts and actions and everything that you just like spew out onto a paper. You can use tools to help you organize that and like sift through it and kind of analyze and reflect on it. Obviously, you still need to use your own brain, but you don't need to use your brain to do every single task, because there's so many thousands of tasks we could be doing. But you want to focus your brain power for the things that matter, right? And sometimes it's worth sitting down and really looking through your past journals with high intention, but usually it just helps to put all of that into like a AI chat and let them give you something back. And if you kind of see something is wrong or off, you can always like, AI isn't perfect, but it's a tool to help you, right? Anyways, our memories are shit, but to fix that, you can start journaling, so you can not have to rely on your brain for memorizing the past or remembering the past, because we really can't. Nobody can ever remember everything that's happened, but if you journal every day, I can look back a whole year from now and look at my journal entry from 2025, March 27th, and see the thoughts I had on that day a whole year ago. And it's like, there's no way you can do that without journaling. So, I don't know if I did a good job of convincing you to get your phone, pull up the notes app, and just start writing shit and like spewing your brain and your actions that you do daily onto this huge document. Another important note is writing timestamps. So when I first started journaling, I would basically just put the date at the top of the page or whatever and just write everything below that. But then when I would start a new day, I would write a new date on top of that previous journal entry and then start writing. But then the previous day would like backlog. So all the days would be separate and I would be able to identify what happened on each day. And I've gotten even more granular with this over time where I started putting timestamps to when the thoughts happened and when the actions happened, timestamps to like when I did XYZ or when I was thinking about this specific thing or why I started thinking about like you just start to remember things and the journal isn't meant to the journal is meant to remember things that you will forget almost immediately. Some things we don't forget, but like that's just the nature of our memory. We can't remember everything, but we remember some things. The journal is meant to capture everything, so you don't have to remember everything on your own because you can't. And remembering things will let you identify why your life is the way it is right now, and it will help you change over time if you do it consistently and actually look back and reflect and observe yourself. That's that.